now in the group. I'm sharing it. Okay. Okay, you are welcome to my healthy food place. Here we share ideas and recipes on how we can stay healthy naturally. So I'm your host. We can stay healthy naturally. So I'm your host, Grace Enemali. You are welcome. How we can reverse diseases in the coming year. How we can reverse disease through food, through natural foods. That's the focus. How we can reverse diseases. So join me so that we can our own. If you have what we are to reverse disease, and what does that mean when we say reverse disease? Let me wait a little. How to reverse disease? Yes, how we can reverse disease. Not just one disease, but diseases through natural foods. Yes, natural foods. We can actually reverse diseases. That is to say that something that is presenting itself as a symptom could actually just stop at the symptom stage. It can actually stop at that point without progressing. And what are the things that we can do to reverse, to cause that disease to not to progress? These are the things we want to talk about. What we can do to cause diseases to reverse, not to continue to progress. When a disease comes with symptoms and we are experiencing those symptoms, now what can we do? The things we eat and our lifestyle can make that disease to progress or to reverse. That is to stop. Yes, this is exactly what normally happens most of the time. And so in this new year, we need to make some new, giant steps towards our health. Not just the way we have been doing it before, but just a new way. You can make a resolution this year of not depending on living your life on too much medications. You can make it, and you can also make a resolution that in this new year you want to eat more of raw foods. You can make that decision because we know the importance of raw foods in our diet. So these are some of the things that helps us to fight disease, because fighting, living a victorious life over diseases or what the things that contend with us, our health, on a daily basis, is a continuous warfare. It's a continuous battle, and we must continue to fight it until we win. So in this new year, I want you to drop your own, the thing you want to do. Put it in the comment section. What are the things you want to do that you think is a new thing altogether? It's a new way altogether to help to stop you from being a victim of too many, too many diseases. I don't want to say symptoms because what we call them is diseases. What are some of the things you want to do newly? I have my own. I'm deciding already in this new year that I want to make raw foods I want to include more of the uncooked foods in my diet. Yes, you can also decide to do that. I want to include more of the uncooked foods because they are more easily digested and are absorbed. Some people don't even bother about whether raw food, and when we talk of raw foods are basically the uncooked foods, foods in their natural state. Yes, I'm considering this year, in this new year, as part of my New Year steps, boost my immunity and to reverse a lot of diseases, to include more of the raw foods in my diet. I don't know your own resolution. What are the things you have resolved to do in the coming year to improve your health? Because health is the most important. Yes, your health matters it matters most. It should come first. And so when you are making, plans and resolutions ahead of the year, the new 2025, I think the most important, especially for older adults, it has to do with every one of us, but the most important should be something that will improve our health. Something that will improve our health. So we need to, make out a few lists of the things you want to do new, the new way, the things you want to bring into your life to improve your health. And I just shared one of it. I need you to start to comment and mention it, the one as you come into the house. Okay. So I am saying we need to, okay, you are already in the house. Okay, good day from Colorado, USA. Thank you, my friend. You are welcome to the house. I'm talking of New Year resolutions to reverse diseases in the coming year. So I'm saying that we all must put our health first in the first place. We all must put our health first because our health comes first. And so what are the things that you intend to do in this coming 2025 to boost your health, to improve your health? I have said one of my own that I want to include more of the raw foods, uncooked foods. Specifically, I want to reduce, making most of my foods cooked. Because sometimes after eating it, the thing just sits in the body like that. The body needs a lot of enzymes to have them digested and assimilated, absorbed. So sometimes, if your body is no longer bringing much of these enzymes, the food will just sit down with you there for longer than necessary. But if it is a raw food, a food that has not passed through heat or fire, it won't take long, it won't take time before the food is digested and passed out of your system. Yes, raw food, a lot of the fruits are in this category. A lot of the fruits is one of the ways we can reverse diseases. Remember, we're talking of reversing diseases naturally in the new year. So I'll be expecting your comments, please, because every disease is reversible. It's something I have I've enjoyed and still enjoying. So I will want you that is in the house to us your own as I'm sharing my own too, so that of it and benefit from one another. Your own New Year plans to reverse diseases, to improve your health, and to support, to boost your immunity in the New Year. So eating raw food is one of my own, to eat more of it. Because sometimes you wake up in the morning and maybe you are hungry and you just eat something, either something that could be cooked or baked, anyhow. Because whether it's cooked, whether it's fried, whether it's baked, frying is not even an option for us. Because if you are a subscriber here, frying food is not a healthy way, because this is healthy food place. It's a healthy food place, and we cannot be making a healthy food become unhealthy by frying it. So it's not part of our healthy food or healthy eating style here in this channel. And so eating raw food is one of the decisions I'm making. And I'll tell you, I've told us why I'm making that decision, because the older we get, the more we need raw foods to fight and reverse diseases. For instance, I'll give you an example of blood sugar. If you are managing blood sugar, for instance, if you are managing blood sugar and the blood sugar is high and it's not responding, there are a lot of remedies online that you can boil to drink to bring down sugar. Boil guava leaf, boil papaya leaf. You can boil, you can take a lot of herbs out there, even bitter leaf. There are a lot of leaves that you can take to lower your blood sugar naturally. But let me tell you something. If the level of the blood sugar varies, sometimes if it's extremely high and there are other things in the body that are challenging the person, it may not be responding until you start including more of the raw foods. Something like the guava fruit now. You can boil the tea, but you can also chew the leaves. You can chew the leaves, the fresh tender leaves, which is not, it helps with insulin, destroying insulin sensitivity. Is very good at it. Now, besides that, I've also found out something about the guava recently, and let me share it here. The guava fruit used to be one of the foods I consider to be sugary. But I noticed recently that consuming the tender guava fruit, as a matter of fact, I took it this morning, is great for constipation and does not even have much effect on your blood sugar when it is still tender. Yes, when it's still tender, and it boosts immunity in a lot of ways. You can go find things out yourself. So because it's not cooked, because it's a raw something, I just decided to try it. And honestly, it was very good. Why? Because of this decision to reduce the cooking of the foods. Besides, raw foods are cheaper. Okay. Okay, you will watch this restream later. Okay. Thank you. But, all right. Thank you so much. All right. So we are saying that I'm saying that the raw foods, as a matter of fact, can help to boost our health, boost our immunity, and support our overall health. If we are trying to reverse disease, you are trying to reverse any disease, you can do it effectively without uh, worrying about the absorption of the nutrients. Because the point is, when you eat food, it requires digestion. There's a long process, and after digestion, it requires absorption. So all these stages and processes are required for your body to have the nutrients in that food fully absorbed and utilized. And so you do not have to follow all of this one, like this one I'm talking, but it is one of my decisions that I have made, that cooked food in the coming year to reverse diseases should feature less in my meals, because they are more difficult to even get digested. And besides that, they are also, they do not support fight against diseases as much as okay. I renewed my telephone services, but I don't think internet was not renewed. I'm using Wi-Fi where and it's not very good. Okay, I've heard that. Okay, I've heard that. All right, thank you. Thank you. I've noted. So what I'm saying is that reversing disease requires one of these things, and I want to be doing more of raw foods as a way to reverse most of the diseases, because raw foods are easier to be digested and absorbed, and the body does not go through a lot of stress trying to absorb the uncooked food. So in the new year, which other resolutions are you making to help to reverse diseases? There is another one that a lot of us are guilty of, and that is reducing food consumption, reducing the quantity of food. It is also part of my plan that the quantity of food should be less and less as we get older. It is very tempting. A lot of us, it is a very big, challenge to see what you love to eat, and then you have the appetite to eat it, and then you are restricting yourself because you don't want overload. Now, in the new year, I'm also going to work on it, because first, we have this problem of consuming too much of that healthy food. And instead of the food to work in our favor to fight disease, it will start to create inflammations. Because when any food is too much in the body, when any food is too much in our body, obviously, it's going to give us another result. It's going to give us a negative result, as a matter of fact. It's going to give us a negative result. And so that is why we need to reduce the amount, that's the quantity, the size. If you listen to nutritionist, dietitian, use their hand and give you portion of what you eat. How many of you eating that way? Just a handful of your hand is what you have, you eat, because of your health, because of the benefits of not eating too much. Because when we consume large amount of food, apart from the difficulty in digestion, difficulty in the peristalsis movement, where we know that when you eat the food, there is a peristalsis movement involved in the digestion. So when we eat too much, when we eat full the way we want to, it becomes difficult for that movement to take place. But a lot of us, though some of us are aware of this, but when we see something that we love, something that we enjoy, we tend to overdo it. We tend to eat too much. We tend to eat a lot of it to the point that we lose the benefit. Yes, we are robbed of the benefits. And that is one aspect I want to look into, honestly, in this year, in this new year, in the year coming 2025, because it is one of the ways to reverse disease by not overstocking the body with too much food, too much healthy food. You want to take orange, some people can finish 3, 4, 5 oranges. If you want to take papaya, some of us who can finish a whole papaya, finish everything, and if there is more, we eat. We are not mindful of the portion. We are not mindful of all of these things. And when we are not mindful of the portion, we lose on the health benefits. The benefits that we ought to derive from that food, we lose it because of the large quantity we have consumed. So this is also very important for me. A lot of us who are raised with eating, may not be frequently, but eating large portion, at least eating to satisfy yourself to the point that you feel full. That feeling full is the point that we need to work on. Myself, I need to work on it. We need to eat less. Yes, in the new year, let's eat less. I'm not saying we should go ahead fasting. No. Fasting is not what I'm advocating. Not to say that fasting is bad. Moderate fasting is good. Intermittent fasting is good. But I'm not saying we should go ahead starving. Elegance, you're welcome. I'm not saying you're welcome to the house. I'm not saying we should go ahead starving because of we want to maintain a certain instruction or limitations, restrictions because of health. No. But what I'm saying is that we should eat less. I want to do that in the new year. We should not eat, when we see the food, like this Christmas, a lot of us, we ate more than necessary. When we saw the rice and the stew, we forgot about all the talk about healthy body, whatever. So in order to reverse disease, to cause that disease, that symptom that is knocking, that is already showing in your life, in your body, you will need to reduce the portion of the food. Why I say this is one of the things I want to do in this New Year's. There are some times that I feel my immune system is under threat. I just say, I don't want to eat. Even some nights, the food will be available, but I will just make something much lighter than on a normal day what I will eat. But there is something I also want to share about that night food. Okay, you're welcome. There is something I want to share about this portion food that I want to do in the coming year. This in order to reverse a lot of diseases. Now, most diseases, it is in the night. This is something I have practiced and tested up and down. I test to the right, I test to the left, and I now make a decision of where to stay. So there is something about reversing disease. Most of them is in the night. When men slept, according to the Bible, that's when they come out and do all the havoc in our body and our immune system. So by the time we now wake up, we now wake up with blood pressure high, sugar high, we now wake up with headache, or wake up with, one thing or the other. Now, the problem is what we ate in the night, in the evening. There is the biggest health challenge that I had this year. Not that I went for this, but it forced me for the first time after several years to take an analgesic, just one dose. And it was night. Now, what lesson did I learn from it? Anything that happened, we must learn lesson. Now, if I'm going to bed and I don't want to eat something, as I said in this new year, I don't want to be eating too much again. No. That's small. If I eat once and it's okay for me, I will be careful not to also force myself to eat at night, because the night is long. And so what I decided is that on some cases, because I've already started some of these new ways and new lifestyle to help reverse diseases, but I found out that when I say I don't want to take something very, elaborate in the night, because every day you'll be cutting carrot, cabbage, preparing all of those things we eat. So sometimes I say, okay, let me take finger millet. It's one of these grains. It's very good. It's very light. It doesn't spike sugar. It's very calming. But you just prepare it like you do pap. I saw the effect. It's good, but the worms will have a good night to play if you do that. I've tried it. Then I've tried oats. A lot of people are still doing it too. That is not bad. But there is something I learned about all this, which I'm the new year. I always want to include small green and cayenne pepper. Something that will ensure there's proper blood circulation, including the green. Even if the green is not there, I look for something like some of these low-calorie vegetables, like curry leaf, like if you all those small something, add a little, and then add sea salt. Ensure that there is sea salt in that evening something, no matter how low, how small it is. Once I put these things there, they will work in your favor. They will keep me okay, calm, your blood pressure, your heart. But if I just say, okay, let me take, okay, you're welcome some. But if I just say, okay, let me take oats, like I used to do before. In this new year, I'm going to make a lot of changes. So some will be very drastic. That's why I say I want to share with us some of my New Year resolutions in order to reverse some of these diseases. So I noticed that anytime I say, I don't feel like eating anything, I don't feel like cooking, let me take quicker oats, it doesn't seem to me like a very good decision at night. It's about doing it. I've been trying to practice it, practice finger millet, practice the other one, practice, what is it called, normal millet, practice taking, what is it called, just tea, non-caffeinated teas like sorghum tea, like mistotu tea. I've tried, taking all of them. But I found out that the best, even if you make something that looks like a very light soup, if you have onions, add it, add garlic, add cayenne pepper that you have grounded. Make sure that pepper is there. And I know why all those village mama, they always like pepper. They like pepper. Not that the pepper should be very hot, but cayenne pepper helps with blood circulation. So when you add it into that your small, whether soup or whatever, because I told you people I cook my soup myself and I cook almost every day. You may not be able to do as much, but I do it. It's a lifestyle, and I'll keep that even in the coming year. So adding pepper, salt, if you have small vegetable, add it. If you don't feel like eating, it's what I'm doing, and I want to carry it to the new year as a way of reversing disease. Just pick all those inflammation fighting spices. Don't put too much. Put salt, put small vegetable, green. You have a smooth night. But the point is to reduce the starch. Even if you feel like you need quicker oats, take small. You can do it and drink, but don't do all those heavy something. Now, why am I saying this? There had been some nights, because I have been testing out lifestyles, I've been testing out foods, especially with what we have here. And I found that testing this one, it may not work very well. Testing the other one may not go like that. And I found out that the best ones are those nights when this soup is, even if it's small, just make it, ensure there's not much oil there. If you must put oil, let it be a drop. Then add all those things. Onions, these are prebiotics. Put cayenne pepper, onions. If you have small crayfish with cayenne pepper, as a matter of fact, I grind them together. That's what I do. I grind the crayfish and the cayenne pepper together and just add it a little, because you wouldn't need something that is too spicy in the night, because it will become like a stressor. Spicy foods are stressors. So if you now put something like a stressor, it will make you to be like you have something like anxiety attack. Your body will be too light to sleep. So you must also be careful. So is that cayenne pepper that I normally like, because it's your heart's best friend. That's what I normally tell people. And I tested it recently and I found that. So when you just say, okay, I'm full, I don't want to eat anything this night, and you just go and do quicker oats. I've tried it before. Tried all those grains. They're all high in carbohydrates. And when they get into your stomach, they are not circulatory foods, especially for us that we are already in this age. So they would just like sit there, and the worms will be celebrating. The worms will be dancing. They will be rejoicing that there's no pepper around, there's no salt, especially sea salt. So they have all the night to enjoy, and if they need to even multiply, they go ahead. So I decided to make that change to my, I want to carry it to reverse most of these diseases. Because if you just add up all of this and you take it, don't add too much oil, you see that you have a more relaxed sleep. And if you are even having problems sleeping, just pound more moringa put in this thing I'm telling you. If you don't have fresh one, because I'm trying to avoid all those the powder, since I don't have all the time to do the powders I used to do before. A lot of things have restricted me from. I used to really take my time, process it the right way, and keep it, and even give it out to some of my followers. Okay, now, if you say your chest is disturbing you, like you say you ate on salad and one gizzard. Now, if your chest is disturbing you, it depends. Most time it may be acid. And if your sugar is high, if the salad you ate now is containing some mayonnaise, all the salad creams and all those things, it may not be okay. But if you ask me, I would suggest that if you're having any uncomfortable feeling around your heart, you should not add salad cream, because most times now acid they cause that thing. If you're having some kind of tightness around your chest. It happened to me now, about 2 weeks ago, but I knew what caused it. I'll tell you now what caused my own that day. I ate a legume protein in the morning. It is that same thing I said we should stop all this, let it not, I don't want it to spoil. It has put many of us into trouble and still putting some into more trouble. So I decided in the evening again, say, okay, I don't want this one to spoil. So since the refrigerator is not working. So, and lo and behold, it was at the wrong time I took it. So the body couldn't cope with it. So in the morning, I felt that I started feeling all those things around my chest, which I've not had for a very long time, and even pains around my joints. So quickly I started with ginger, what is it called? Ginger, lemon juice. You know, the fear of people when they are having some of these things that they will think it will make it worse. But the important thing is to understand what made that change to behave like that. You must know that thing that caused it. Because if you don't know it, it will be difficult. It's usually difficult to fix it. So if you are having that chest something and you know that you have consumed, your body is lacking in protein, for instance, you may need some form of protein, but you have to be careful not to take beans or similar or such foods that can cause, gas or such thing, to more acidic foods like. So you will now take more of the alkaline foods and begin to manage yourself. If you are taking salad, for instance, you have to avoid all those creams they put on top, so that you know that you are going purely alkaline. If they've added carrot in it, they've added cucumbers, they've added small cabbage, you don't have to allow the sugar to be too much. You can take it with one egg. With one egg. Egg is a full protein. It will help to bind everything together and make you feel okay without all those chest something. Because if you do not include protein, as I said, is the building block, sometimes you may even take those things, and when you go to lie down, you will be feeling a kind of uneasiness around you. There will be no that calmness, that togetherness that comes, that restful feeling that comes when you lie down. It won't be there. Why? Because you haven't supplied the body the protein that it needs to build. So in this coming year, I said I will be more mindful of the evening food, because I've tested a lot, testing out this, testing out that, and after testing out, sometimes I found out that the night was not so smooth, because sleep itself is medicine. So the night, if it's not smooth, when you get up, you will be looking angry, you'll be feeling angry, every little thing will irritate you. As a matter of fact, your body will be out of, balance. That's how it's, including your brain. And so that's why I like to, it does occur to me occasionally. Some of you used to think it's every night I'll be snoring. Yes, some of you think it's every night Gracious Grace will be heavily sleeping and snoring. I do occasionally also encounter some of these challenges. But the only difference is that most times I know the cause of it. So when you now know the cause, you just relax your mind. Say, let day break, I will handle it. And so there is also something that, I need to tell. Maybe I will say that next time when we come. But to reverse diseases in the coming year, one of the steps is, I said I will not eat too much of the cooked food, like she said of this, but not with all those salad creams, all those their baked beans, all those their baked big, all kinds of those stuff. Please, can you, with time, make a menu for last meal of the day? Very important, man. Okay. You know, listen to what I wrote, what we put on this healthy food place is ideas, sharing ideas. Before I put that clause there, educating us, sharing ideas. You know, I will give you an idea of the thing, then you go and make it yourself. Because if you say menu now, I can go and make menu last meal. I can do it. But it's something that would require a lot of time. And why I don't get too much motivated or excited doing all those things is that over time, the person will still do what his body or her body is saying. Because after I just gave you an idea now that all those quicker oats at night, go and sleep, take pap at night. I know many of us are experimenting it already, just the way I did. I have other cereals that I said that I experiment on few occasions, but it depends on what I had in the night. But I found out that last meal, as you mentioned, it's very important. It's very important. That's what I have. I've done some videos again and again. It's very important. Even if you just take a little fruit in the morning and reserve your digestive strength and energy for the evening, maybe towards 4 or 5, you will notice that when you eventually eat, your body haven't overworked. It hasn't overworked digesting up and down during the day. So you will just feel good. So most times, you know, when menus and this and that are presented, because of our stressful lifestyle here, most times we don't really, I myself don't. Sometimes that's what brought me to say that to reverse diseases in this coming year, I have to be careful with that night food though. Because that night food, if you don't get it right, that dinner, maybe we'll find time, I'll go do more, try to put some things together, what I take. Because you only take what you have. Some people have more elaborate things that they can take. Some people have more. So I cannot use what I have to limit someone, say, eat this, eat that. But if I give you an idea that you need to put cayenne pepper, you need to put healing foods like onions, garlic, turmeric, and you need to put this, you need to put this, you need to make it to have life. If I give you all those ideas, what else do you need? And make it as fresh as possible. So you take it in the evening and you will see, especially when there are green vegetables there. Especially that night, if you put green vegetable, anything green, your body will thank you. If you find a way to put it only that evening, your body will thank you. You don't have to put it too much. Let me also hide that. I've put too much before. It didn't work. There's so much to talk about, my dear. There's so much to talk about. I've also put it vegetable too much. It even created more problem. So I said, just put little. Have you seen those women that are 100 years and 90, 95, 100 and above? You can't see them eating all those thick soup we normally stock and we'll be enjoying with all those ngongo and ngongo inside the soup. No. Their vegetable, they normally put it very light. If they want to put, but they will make sure pepper is there. Who can even learn from it? Look at, if they are eating, sometimes they want to eat plantain, all this starchy food. They will make sure they put pepper. If they know, they will even cut pepper from the garden, from the farm, and be chewing the pepper. They love pepper a lot because pepper is your throat's best friend. And most of the bacteria, they are hanging and hiding around this region. From this region outside, millions of them that are there, waiting for an opportune time to strike. Once you give them chance, they strike. Let me give you an example of how you can give them chance. Remember, we're talking of reversing disease in the coming year so that we no go dey sick. One of the way you can give them chance is to take something milk and go to bed. After you don't drink the tea, the milk something, go and sleep. That is when you will know how ready the bacteria are, that they are always there. There's no time that they are not there. So if you now take something like milk, something that is providing acidic environment for them, something that providing sugar for them, honestly, the next morning you can wake up with a sore throat. And if you don't take time, the sore throat starts to progressing. And if you are living in ignorance, you will not know what to do until you run for antibiotics. And one of the hardest place for drugs, where drugs work least, are this region, the mouth and our feet. Okay. We are talking of, you said, I went to supermarket, bought grapes and apples. In-law came to our house and be telling us to stop eating fruit and eat sugar. Yes, I know what she may be talking. Sugar. Now, I also, before I answer that question, you need to be careful with all those supermarket stuff. I've reduced it. And even in this new year, I will reduce it because of sometimes they do not sell it within the time. And I know those fine grapes. I used to buy them those days. You see, I'll ask my own teacher, chop and well. Okay, they are okay. Fruits are good, but fruits are quite high in sugar, some of them. But there is something I am also learning lately about fruits. I will tell you. Now, I used to really get, my sugar normally gets spiked up before if I eat sugary, some of the sugary fruits, like especially like pineapple. I was taking it, enjoying it too much one time. My blood sugar shoot up. And so I've tested all of them. So, but I noticed something. If you are no longer eating bread, biscuits, and all those starchy processed foods, your body's ability, your body begins to manage those fruits better. But not that you should take them too much. Not that you should take them too much. There are some fruits I was running away before. This morning, for instance, if you see the papaya that I ate, fresh papaya, it was plenty. Oh. It was plenty, my dear. And nothing happens. But before, I don't know whether it's species, I did a talk on it. But before, this is one of the fruit that immediately I take it, sugar just go up. But now, I will eat, even finish cut half of it, and almost, gulp everything. Eating this joint. No shaking. Sugar no go anywhere. So, when you take out some of the foods that you are taking, starchy foods, the body will not have much again. Sometimes it will be able to, handle the small sugars that are coming from the fruits. But one thing about the sugars, please, and I need you elegant Smith to pay attention to this. One thing about these sugars is that If you eat fruit and you do not bring in protein, it's still not going to work. It's still not going to be okay. I had to still put sardines this morning. Use sardines, put egg, do all the cabbage and whatever this morning to follow up after the eating all those sugary whatever, because protein is the building block. You should always have your mind and eyes on the protein, because if you don't put protein inside the diet, the sugar just dey waka as they like. Because when we say protein is the building block, there is no even block. No, there's no block to build anything, to build any barrier to help to reduce the speed where the sugar will take the rush into the blood. So that is why we must have mind on protein. And that's where many of us, because protein is very scarce in our country, in our environment here. It's scarce and it's expensive. That's what I found out. Okay, like I said, now one sardine is like 1,003. I don't know how they sell in your area. Yes, one sardine, canned one. Then you now have to put egg again. People will say it's too much, Seth, that the person is eating too much. I'm telling you, I just gave you an instance. Then you now get cabbage. Start bringing all the other things to join, to make it, put sauce, put cayenne pepper, put this, put that, a lot of other things. Look at onions, so expensive. You should have to put it. Then you now put small, remove the oil. Remember, I normally remove all the oil so that you won't say, I told you that you are eating sardine. I will make sure, say, I had it upside so that the whole oil will get out. Then I will use my own oil of choice to prepare the food. Yes, moderation is the key. So moderation is the key. That's very, very good. So you need to, in the coming year, ensure that you have eyes on the protein if you want to reverse any disease. Whether you like, say, I drank quicker oats in the morning, it's not enough. Quicker oats, breakfast, is not enough protein for you in the morning. Unless you just want to have it and then you are preparing for something more nutritious midday. That's okay. But don't put it. It starts from amount, but the same with all the grains. They are relatively high in carbohydrates. Whether it's fermented millet, whether it's sorghum bicolor, whether it's sorghum jowa, whether it's finger millet, whichever one it is, all the grains, they contain carbohydrates. Then some of them have some amount of protein. But the protein they have, again, is not complete. So the protein they have is not complete. Incomplete protein, incomplete amino acid. So you will need to add sometimes something from the animal protein to make it complete, or you add a little soya beans to make it have a complete setting for the body to fully use it. I have also shared with us example of my own, but in this new year I want to be more careful with that night food, because that's when the havoc is done, when we are sleeping. When you just come back, there was a night, for instance, I've not tasted that food before since that day, but honestly it was very great for me. I don't know, our body is so, sophisticated. Let me use a more positive word for it. I came back sometimes ago in the year. So I was like really, really tired. So I have to put small Ijebu Gari, this Ijebu Gari, inside water. Then I put a little sea salt in it. Then I put a pinch of, did I put it? I can't remember. No, I didn't put any other thing. I just remember I didn't put any other thing. I just put a little sea salt inside, stirred it, and took it. No granite, because I felt the granite was in my body already. I know. If you see the way I slept that night, my dear, I slept very well. This thing is up to 5-6 months that it happened. Because we talk a lot of bad things about all this Gary. It's one of my best carbohydrates now. I'm not saying you should go follow my own. Test the one that your body likes, because bodies are not the same. So that very night, I didn't want anything oily or sticky. And all these Quaker oats, they come with small amount of gluten. No matter how the Quaker oats, small gluten go there inside. But that Ijebu Gari no get gluten, is purely gluten free. They are trying to take it away from us. Some of us are thinking it's local. Maybe that's why it's very expensive now. We are thinking it's one of the local food that people. Maybe that's why the price went up. They are shipping it outside the country. They're shipping it out, and people who know about all these healthy foods are eating it. So it's a good carbohydrates for me. If I need quick energy, I just put it. If I want to put cashew nut, I go ahead. If I want to put peanut, depending, I go ahead. But that very night, I just put it. I don't even think I had some nuts in the afternoon. I say no, because it will be too much. But it worked. It worked for me, depending on how you are feeling. So now over the period, it's over 6 months that I did that. But I didn't want to be doing it regularly, because each day is different. No 2 days are the same. So that very day, it was very beautiful. I wish it's something I should be doing every day. But what if I base on that and go and give somebody that recipe, say make it a drink Gari for night with sea salt? Maybe the person is diabetic. They will come and say, it's me that said that I don't normally like to, tell somebody this one or eat that one. It depends on what you have. One, what's available to you. Number two, it also depends on how you feel that day. Number three, it depends also on what you had before. So that's why this is purely my own way. That's why I don't want to, pin somebody, say, this is what you will eat in the morning. I'll go and give you a list. Quicker oat in the morning, this one in the afternoon. So every morning, the person will continue eating quicker oat. I've tried it before. And I saw the negative side. So you don't have to, I don't like, a lot of people again and again have chatted me, even tried to offer money or offer some incentive, because they want to be pinned down to a particular list of the food. Maybe I should make the timetable and give them. I don't know why we love all those kind of things. What you have, is it what Mr. B is having? Okay, if I make a timetable, say you should eat sardine in the morning, on Monday morning, what if you don't have 1,003 to go and buy one can sardine? What if I make a timetable, say you should take tuna? So I just give you an idea. Sharing ideas and recipes, educating you, one, sharing ideas, because na idea I go share with you people. After I share the idea, you put the knowledge into work. You don't have to. I don't want to. And then I also share my own, honestly and sincerely, that this is what is within my reach. This is what I can afford. And this is what I'm taking. Some of these foods we are eating these days, before they weren't expensive. They were very, very, very much affordable. But today, look at ordinary sardine. We are buying 150 naira, 200 naira. It's now 1,003. Can you imagine? Ordinary one egg is almost 300-400 naira now, just one. And some people, when they hear you eat eggs, egg, you're enjoying, and the egg is not even enough protein if you take it just like that. But some people feel once you mention egg, they said you have eaten everything. You can still even add it up with other legumes. I mean, I'm talking of the egg we are talking. It's not sufficient. And then we have other protein sources like the fermented condiments, all those iru, all those ogiri, uba, all those things. No, I invest on them seriously these days. It's part of my plans that I want to institute to reverse diseases in this coming year, 2020. I want to ensure that I go more of the plant-based, searching for protein here and there, how to smuggle them into the soup, into the food on a daily basis, because of the effect on our blood sugar, because of the effect on our blood pressure. So if you are not well educated, I'm happy that Elegant Smith, you are in the house. Because if you are not educated, most of the things you will take, you will think you have eaten right, you have eaten okay, you're okay. But check the food. Do you have protein there? If protein is not there, your body cannot compromise with that. Let me just put it that way. Your body cannot compromise. If you don't have other things and you have protein, your body fit manage compromise. But when the protein not there, there's no negotiation, no compromise. That's just the truth that we must know. So in this coming year, to reverse disease, make you just search for protein. If you get to market, you see the seeds, you just check. If you don't know anyone, you can bring it, snap it, and show me. If na WhatsApp you want show me on WhatsApp. Or if you want to bring it to the life, bring it here. Let's look at it together and know whether protein is there and how it can benefit our health. Because now the search for protein can be the problem. If you don't have it, you can't manage diabetes. You can't manage high blood pressure. You can't manage anything. And when you look around, people think, tell me something that is not starch here. Rice na starch. Even beans is starch. Plantain is starch. Sweet potato is starch. No, tell me. And they say don't eat too much meat or don't even eat meat. So what should you be eating? So let's put our eyes out on proteins, because it is a building block. Any day you eat protein very well, I mean as your body wants, complete protein, no, not only plant-based, you will see how you feel. You eat less starch. You feel how light you will feel. I'm telling you. You feel very light, you feel very complete, you feel very healthy. If you eat, in short, from the beginning of the morning, that you take maybe raw foods and all of that, then include all these healing spices, garlic, ginger, turmeric, and the rest. Then put protein. You will see how you will feel. You will not feel heavy or sluggish. You feel okay. There will be no inflammations. That is just the truth. So, in this new year, we have our resolutions. As I will be sharing with us, because I appreciate those of you that are coming. Because all these things I'm saying, for sometimes 45 minutes, sometimes 1 hour, tell me how many videos I will do for you to hear all these things. So that is why it's good to always come to the life. People don't know what they are missing when they don't come to life. They will just be there. Knowledge is power. If you have someone that can tell you the truth, go there and buy the truth. Don't sell it. The Bible says, buy the truth and sell it not. If you need to pay for it and get it, because it can save your life. Some people are looking at it, maybe, I don't know, they have a lot of notions about, coming to watch and listen. It's worth it. That's what I'm saying. It's worth it. It's worth the time. It's worth the data. It's worth your attention. When you come to the life like this, as much as I have the grace, I'll be coming. At least for now, I'll be coming to also share some of the things. Because there are times I make some mistakes too. So when it occurs and I get corrected and the grace and mercy of God helps me, why not? I'll come and share with us so that you won't make that mistake that I made. That is the essence. That's like update. I'll come and update us. So you don't need to be missing out on the updates. So I would like to be rounding up here because I did not intend to stay for too long. Some of you have commented, and tomorrow, by the grace of God, I will also come here to talk about how we can reverse diseases, because it's a very long, through natural foods, how we can reverse diseases naturally so that we will not be in and out of hospital. Diseases can go, fever can go, catarrh can go, anything, diabetes can go, high blood pressure can go, low immunity can go, obesity, excess body weight, anyone you call it, it can carry its bag and leave you when you start living the healthy life and then putting some of these things we're talking about into practice. You don't have to, continue to live your old way of eating your foods, cooking all your foods, and then eating as much as you want. Whether you are hungry or not, you just have to eat. So most of these things are some of the updates I'll be giving us, and even much more than that. And I want to thank you for coming, all of you that have come around and been here. By the grace, unless you still want to, if you have any question you want to ask, you want me to attend to any question or something, you can also drop the comment or question, and I will take it from you. I will take that question. Yes, some people are still there. I will take the question and attend to it. How to reverse diseases. You have no reason to be sick in the new year. As a matter of fact, if you are following and attended, you will have a better testimony 2025. That's my prayer for all of us. that healthy body that you desire, you will get it. Because I was a victim of all this, sickness here and there, until God showed me mercy. Yes, I call it, He showed me mercy, and not just mercy, He showed me great mercy. And here I am today, sharing my own life experience and still learning in the process, still learning every day on this healthy living, how to stay healthy naturally. Continue to learn from the mistakes I make, because there's no how I can tell you that I don't make any mistake. That's a lie. As long as I'm a human being, you're a human being. You make mistakes and then get it corrected. And after correcting it, the next is update. I update us. So that is it. Every day, continuous updates. How you can reverse disease. Take your health back. You don't need to be on medications every day. High blood pressure. You become afraid every day. Become afraid. Blood sugar every day. As long as we make these changes, trying to, adjust our lifestyles, adjust our lifestyle and our diet, obviously, you're going to enjoy a healthy body. And on this note, I want to thank you for coming. And it's bye for now. See you again tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. So, if you have not subscribed, you need to subscribe to this channel, because what we do here is all about healthy body. It's all about how we can stay healthy naturally, how we can reverse diseases, boost our immunity through natural foods, how we can regain and retain our health through natural foods, how you can reverse fatty liver disease, kidney, all those things, stomach ulcers, how you can reverse all of them. Reversing it, they go back, become normal. How you can reverse chronic constipation, indigestion, how you can reverse all of them, because they are all reversible. Why? Because the body, our body, can heal itself. It doesn't matter how old you are. I used to think that before now, that it's only young people that can heal. Young people, But I have realized that even older adults too, they can heal. They can heal. Nobody that cannot heal. Nobody that cannot have the disease reversed, if you follow the right lifestyle and make the right food choices, taking out the cause of the problem, the disease, especially in the terms of food, and begin to eat right, begin to eat healthy, maintain a stable emotion, because our emotion is also part of it. Maintaining a stable, if you are not happy, it's going to affect your health. Thank you for coming. See you again.